have to hit it a couple times.
Here we are. Hi, guys.
Hello.
My first panel, I am lucky enough to have Angela Cannon, Tanya Hagen,
Hi.
we got Tracy Gonzalez, and of course, Kim.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
I can't see the chat, y'all, so don't get mad at me. I can't see anything but the
I can't either.
panel.
I can't see it unless I hit the chat button, but then I can't see y'all.
Right,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
me too. That's something, yeah.
It's confusing, yeah.
I can see the chat here. I might have to have my camera off while I look at the chat because I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it cuts me like a but anyway. Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
it
babe.
makes it weird.
Yeah, okay. So I'm sorry, Angela. Keep my camera off so I can look at the chat here. Okay, so we've got Angela, which is Alyssa's mother and Braden's grandmother, and Tracy. She has disappeared, but she is the bounty hunter that's been helping her along the way here. Everyone knows the author Tanya Hagen and Mama Kim from Unjustified's channel. If we could get wrenches to put Tanya and Unjustified, and I believe even Miss Tracy has a channel that we could link to.
Oh,
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, I've got Angela and Tracy all over my channel, so we got them linked up everywhere.
Okay, good. I asked Angela if she would come on here today to kind of introduce herself because Tanya and I are going to be helping her tell her story and doing a book for Angela to do like a memorial and leave a good memory for Alyssa and Braden. So we get the honor of working with her on that and learning about her story through something that's pretty close to home for me. She lost her daughter and grandson due to domestic violence. And Angela there's some things that we can't talk about publicly because this is an ongoing, like he still has to go to court and stuff like that. So it's an ongoing thing. So there are some things that Angela cannot say and we have to respect that. But she has been an open book actually with everything else other than what she is being asked by the police department not to talk about. Angela, if it's okay, I want to kind of we'll get to how you felt because he was just arrested 2 weeks ago. We'll get to that, but I want to get into, if it is okay with you, I know we talked about it earlier, kind of some of the abuse that she had encountered leading up to the murders.
Yeah, it was really just like 3 incidences actually. One happened at my house where he had come in real late, drunk one night, and my oldest son and Braden were in Alyssa's room watching TV, and Jory went in there. I don't know what was said. I wasn't in there, but I was told that he jerked the cover off of Alyssa, and they were arguing because he had been out so late. And anyway, she put her feet in his back and pushed him off the bed. And I heard a thud, and then I heard Braden screaming. So I ran in there, and by the time I got in there, my oldest son Ryan had Jory down on the bed because when he come up off the floor, he jumped on Alyssa. And so my oldest son got him off of her. And while my son had him held down, Alyssa got her a few punches in, busted his nose. And of course, he was crying like a little titty baby about it. She busted my nose and all that. And anyway, I demanded him to leave. And yeah, she was. She really was.
Good for her.
But he got all his stuff. It took him a while. He was trying to drag it out, and I told him, "Do I need to go get my husband up?" Because he was really scared of my husband. And he was like, no, 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 don't go wake him up. But he went in the kitchen, and you could hear him rambling through the silverware really loud, so we could hear it. And me and Alyssa went in there, and he had a knife to his throat. It wasn't like a real sharp butcher knife. It was one of them that has like a little serrated edges on it, kind of like a paring knife, I guess. And was threatening to kill himself. And Alyssa was trying to get the knife from him, and I made her stop because because somebody wouldn't get hurt fighting over a
Right.
knife. And I made him leave, and of course well, you're some kind of Christian making me leave in the middle of the night and all that, just running his mouth. And anyway, she didn't let him come back around for like 6 months, and they ended up getting a trailer together in East Camden. And she was working at the hospital here, and he for some reason was mad because Braden was at his real dad's house, and he was wanting Alyssa to go get him. And of course she said no, he's fine with his dad. And he was picking her up from work, and before she could get in the car, he drug her into the car and was screaming and hollering, and there was nurses outside that heard it and saw it, so they called the police. And I don't know how long he drove her around. It was probably an hour or more, threatening to drive her down a dirt road, slit her throat, slit his throat. And he had broke his phone somehow during all this, and demanded she go buy him another phone. So they ended up at Walmart, and when she got a chance, when they were leaving Walmart, she stopped and let him get a little bit ahead, and she said, I'm gonna get a drink out of the Coke machine. But instead she ran back in Walmart and found a worker, and it happened to be a manager, and the manager locked her in the manager's office, and he come in there trying to get past her, trying to get in the door. And of course then Walmart calls the police, and they show up and take the report, took pictures of her face, because he wasn't punching her, but he was hitting her with the palm of his hand, and her head was hitting the window. And so there was 2 police calls for the same thing, because they had said, well, we just got a call from the hospital. Is this the same incident? And we're like, yeah. So we had to go to the police station and talk to the domestic violence advocate and give Alyssa's statement, and went to court. And the judge placed a order of protection and set it for 10 years. That's the max you can get, is 10 years. And that's what he set it for.
That's not typical for women to even get that 10-year. You don't see that often at all,
No,
that they get that.
No,
So
that's
even the
hard
judge
to
must
get.
have thought he was very dangerous.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
obviously he did, because of her statement, everything he was saying to her. And so they broke up again, and she moved back in with me. And then like 5 or 6 months later, she moved back in with him. He just would not leave her alone. He was like a leech. If he would have just went away and left her alone, she would have been fine. But anyway, he just inserted himself into her. She would block him. He would use somebody else's phone and start texting and calling. She'd block that number. He would use another friend's phone. It was just on and on and on and on. And till he finally talked her back into moving back in with him. And then there was an incident with Braden. Jory was leaving to go to work, and Braden told him he didn't love him. He was only 2 years old. Braden told me that before, when Braden would get mad at me because I was trying to make him mine. He's, I don't love you, Nanny. That's just a typical child. Well, it pissed Jory off to the point he grabbed it, and I didn't know this at the time. I was told that he grabbed him by his shoulders and held him up against the wall, but after the murders, I was told that he actually had grabbed him by his throat and was holding him
Oh
against the wall.
my.
cussing him out like he was a grown man, calling his dad horrible names. And anyway, Alyssa got him to stop, and he kept saying, I know you're going to leave me. I know you're going to leave me. And of course, she talked him into believing she wasn't leaving, wasn't going anywhere. She was going to stay and all this. But as soon as he left, she called my brother and my sister-in-law, and they went and got him, and she moved back in with me. And after about 6 months or so, she got her own house. She was working, and she got the house completely by herself. She had all the utilities turned on by herself. She was very independent. She had bought 2 cars. The first one she wrecked, but then the Honda Accord I have now, this is the one he stole when he left, but he wormed his way back in over there where she had got her own house. And I don't know, what exactly was going on because she wasn't telling me, but I could tell. Yeah, she just wasn't right. She was very depressed, very down. She wasn't her bubbly self, but I believed her, and I wish I would have pressed her harder about it and questioned her harder about it. And I feel so guilty for not doing that.
No, you can't. Don't say that, Angela.
No.
Please,
No.
you cannot about what
The
it
more
there's
you would have pressed her, the worse it would have been, hon. Trust
yeah,
me, I know.
yeah.
Yes.
The
And when
farther
friends
she
and
would have backed off.
family, yeah, yep.
Yeah.
That's
It
how they
was,
start alienating
yeah, he
women.
was.
Amen. That's very
He was
true. That's
trying,
very true.
yeah, he was trying to get her completely away from her family, which it wasn't going to work because she was too stuck to me. She wasn't going to. This is mine and her relationship is the one he could not break, and he didn't like it. He didn't like it at all. And
I
when he
understand, hon.
first moved in with Alyssa in that house that she got, I had Braden with me in my truck, and we pulled up over there, and he saw Jory's car, and he put his head down, and I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "I'm scared." And I promise, I said, "Braden, I promise I won't let him hurt you. I'll never let him or anyone hurt you." And I broke my promise to him.
No.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
talking like that, Angela. That is not.
You
This
did
isn't something
not.
you could change. This isn't something that you could help.
It's not.
And
Do you
you
remember?
did
Wasn't it you that told me? Somebody told me, and maybe it was actually Elizabeth, that monsters like this, they aren't looking like the bad monsters and guys that we see in the movies and stuff.
right.
They're blending right in.
I've been
They wear
you.
masks
Yeah,
for a
I've
long
been you.
time so that they look like they're something they're not. There's no way. You can't think like that because
Yep.
this is not your fault.
There's nothing you could have done, and he was going to get to them no matter what. I mean, there's
This
no
was
way.
already inside him. For him to be able
Yeah.
to act like that and not just kill your daughter, but a 4-year-old child.
Oh my
This was already, the monster was already in him. There was nothing you could have done to save this, to help the situation.
I know.
No
I've
way.
been you. I've been you, except up until your bad point. Everything before that, I've been you. And believe me, the more you try, the worse it'll be. They'll go away farther and farther. They'll even end up turning the kids against you. There's nothing you can do, hon.
Nothing at all. There's no way you could have prevented anything, and you did protect your grandson. You did everything you could do.
Absolutely.
You were there for him, Yeah.
I had him every day while
Exactly.
he was with me.
Oh. But no, there's no way it could be anything. And you can't blame yourself for any of this. Don't do that. And I know you will, because that's what we do, isn't it? But I don't think about it that way anymore, because you're a wonderful mom, wonderful grandma, and there is nothing you could have done. I mean, now we can just seek justice and get him locked away, It's where he
That's right.
belongs.
That's right.
Mhm.
It just kills me though. I think all these things in my head, like, did Braden remember that I had told him I would protect him and not let anything happen to him? Did that go through his mind at all? And everything I had told Alyssa, I kept telling her he's gonna hurt you, he's gonna hurt you. And I just, I think about that kind of stuff if it went through her mind.
Right. But they
And she
don't listen
couldn't.
at that age.
She's an adult though,
Yeah.
and like you said, it's hard. You can tell your adult child what you want, but especially when she's living in her own house, right? You don't have the control over her. You can tell her whatever you want, but it has to be her that listens. It's not your
Right.
fault, and it's not Alyssa's
Absolutely.
fault either.
I
This is
know.
nobody's
Yeah.
fault but the monster's fault.
She just had a lot of trust in him, and she believed that she could fix him. And I understand. You
Yeah,
can't
and
fix
that's how
somebody that's
women think.
unfixable.
Right.
It is. And we always think that he would have, he's going to change now. So my decision is right. I'll stay with him. And, every time it happened to her, she thinks, okay,
Right.
now he's going to change. Because look at, he's so nice to me now. And she
Yeah.
had no way of knowing any of that. And children, girls of that age are not going to listen to one thing their mother says about their, who they choose to date or even marry. Believe me, my daughter's 22, and there was like at least one boyfriend of hers I didn't like. But there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, especially with a girl.
But let me tell you guys what kind of person Angela Cannon is.
Yes.
Just so you know. We had a conversation the other day. I'm going to tell them about our conversation,
boy.
Angela. I hope that's okay.
Yes, that's fine.
She called. Well, she sent me a message and she said, I need to talk. And we talk either by phone or by messenger every day. And so I said, well, call me. So she called me and she said to me, she was crying. And she said, God is telling me that I need to forgive him. I have to forgive him. And I said, you know what? You're so right. Because in order for you to live in peace and not live in a constant state of turmoil, you're going to have to forgive him. Doesn't mean you're going to forget what he did. It doesn't mean you're going to love him. It doesn't mean we're even going to like him. But for you to be able to say that God is leading you to forgive him speaks volumes about who you are.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
amazing.
We had the same conversation. I told her the
Absolutely.
same thing.
No, and
I can't imagine. No.
I mean,
No, I
I'm
don't think
fighting
any
it.
of us up here
I have to
that-
admit, I am fighting it. I'm fighting it. I know I'm supposed to forgive him, and I can feel God pulling at me, pulling at my heart, and I can feel Alyssa. I know Alyssa forgave him too, but I'm fighting it tooth and nail because I don't want to, but I know I have to.
Oh.
Wow. That's amazing. You're such a strong lady. I don't know if any of us up here could have done that. We don't have that character that you have.
Oh no.
Can I tell you, I would not have been
Every
able to
woman
sit
to
in the
me.
same courtroom with that man without getting a sentence myself, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that takes a big person. I don't have it in me.
No, I don't either.
It wasn't easy. It was very, very hard. Oh, he was so close to me that I could have got to him before the cops could have got to me to get off of him.
Yeah.
But I promised Miss Moore that I wouldn't say anything, and I kept my promise. I try not to break my promises, and I told her I wouldn't say a word, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd be in jail right now.
God, I know that was hard. Oh my God,
Oh my
I know that
gosh.
was hard.
We have bail in Camden, Arkansas. My sister's a bail agent, so we got you covered. But that's still not what I want.
Yeah, that made it even worse. You knew you were covered. You knew you had the door open.
Oh yeah,
that's bigger
right.
Now, if I knew I had that backing, I would have. Yep. See,
Yeah,
you're way
it
stronger
would've
than
been
me,
a
Angela.
for sure. Yeah.
Lord Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
That makes you even
Do you
bitter.
do you mind, since
Yeah,
we
Tracy
were live
was
streaming
amazing.
when Jory was arrested, do you mind walking through what happened that night when you got the knock on the door, and going through that night, hearing that finally that monster was where he belongs?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, my son was on the phone with Andrea and Heather Grace. She's out of New York, and Andrea is in Washington State. And because Ryan knew Jory better than me or anybody else, and he was giving them details about things like he wore, clothes he wore, and just music he listened to, just all kind of stuff. And I had went in the house, and Ryan walks in the door, and he said, "Miss Moore is here." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, she's Miss Moore's here. She's right outside." And I knew with her being here after dark, it was either they found him dead or that they had got him. I knew it was one of the two. And I walked outside, and she was standing on the steps of my porch. And I said, "What is it?" She said, "Come here, honey." I said, "What is it, Miss Moore?" And she said, "Come here." So I walked to her, and she said, "Sit down on the steps." So I did. And she said, "Give me your hands." And she took my hands, and she bent down and looked me right in my eyes, and she said, "I got him," or "We got him." And we both cried, and I hugged her
Oh,
and hugged her and hugged her.
That's surreal. We was
that's.
bawling in the live too while we was looking
I
for him.
think we all were. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
thank
mean,
you
we
to
was
Tracy for giving us
this
that heads up too. That was
Oh
no
yeah. Thank you,
kidding.
exciting.
Tracy. It was such a shock, and
Yeah,
such good news and bittersweet news. And
it
I'm
was.
sure. Yeah.
I could not believe it. I just couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
I couldn't either. Yeah. What are the chances? But yeah.
I know.
Right. But thank heavens that he's in custody now, and I don't
As
know.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. It must.
surreal. It was surreal.
Yes.
I mean, Mr. Cher was showing pictures of his tats, and we were all trying to explain the best we could. And then all of a sudden, Cher's like, wait a minute, y'all. Me and
Oh my
Tanya over there
gosh.
bawling. We were
I
bawling.
know,
We was
right?
like, are you sure it's him? Are you sure it's him?
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you? Yeah. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
for real. I
It's
have a
So
question
crazy.
for Angela in a moment.
yeah.
A big question, Angela. Me
Okay.
and you've been going through this for a good minute, you know, and I have a question. We was always wondering about his mom covering up stuff. She was so adamant he was dead. I want to know
Right.
how she took the news that he wasn't dead. Was she shocked, or was she like, what? Because that's going to tell a lot to say if she really knew.
I
I bet it
don't
could.
know.
Yeah.
I
She
haven't heard.
knew. Mama knew. Mama always knows, right?
I'm
I
just
think
saying, if she
so.
found out her son was still alive, you would think,
Well,
oh,
then
she's
she should
very
be charged
happy.
too. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, because she was so adamant he wasn't,
I see
right?
Tracy sitting pretty and quiet over there. She
Yeah, she
That has been
she
hitting in my
was
head.
so concerned about her son, but she didn't bother to show up for his arraignment hearing yesterday. That's how concerned
Really?
she
Oh
was. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
None, none
If
of
I
his
hadn't
family was
seen
there.
my child in 16 months, I'd have
Exactly.
been
And
at that
Right.
thinking he's
arraignment hearing.
dead, and thinking he's
Right.
dead.
right,
She
right.
didn't come.
But
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
wondering if
that
it was
says a
an
lot, in my
internal
opinion.
struggle. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe she was struggling with herself. That yes, they found my son, but my son is a monster. So how do I feel about this? I think that
I
might
don't
be more
know.
like that.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe, but I'm still saying,
Yeah.
man, she thought he was dead. I mean, it looks like that she would have at least been there, even if it's a bad defense for him, something,
Right.
Right.
you
None of
No,
his
know?
I
family
see
was
what you
there.
mean. Yeah.
His dad was not there. His grandfather was not there. Nobody, none of his family was there. And I was just shocked. I really was.
To me, that's
No,
telling.
I know.
It's very
Yeah.
telling of something, you know?
Yeah. To me,
I,
it is too.
they knew he wasn't dead, and I'm not even holding against her for not ratting him out, whatever, but I'm just saying, she shouldn't have been so adamant about it.
But I'm
Right.
wondering, do you think they helped him get away?
Quite possibly. I mean, they could have gave him a little money, but I don't think they took
Mhm.
care of him the whole time, in my opinion.
Okay.
Mm.
No.
Yeah, and I
Yeah, I don't think
know
Unless
that
they're
either.
well off, and very well off people. I don't think
as
they
far as
need
I
I
it.
don't
know,
know.
they're not.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
so.
I
So
have to
I
hop out and get gas, folks. I'll be back in a few minutes. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay. Tracy, do you have anything like how? Tell us a little bit about. I know you've been by her side through this whole thing.
Listen, you have no idea. She is 700 miles from me, and it's been really, really hard not to be able to be there with her.
Mm-hmm.
Had I had a couple of days notice on the arraignment hearing, I would have made it, but we didn't know until late afternoon the day before. So I couldn't make it. And thankfully my sister went and stood in for me and supported her through the hearing. But she's struggling. She's still struggling. She's doing better. Every day she gets better. Every day that I see her face, I see that she's better and she's stronger. And the simple fact that he's now in custody has changed her life, but it's caused her to have some conflicting feelings. And
Mm-hmm.
but she
Yeah, I
needs
can
all
see
of the
that.
love and all of the support that we can give her as a community.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can see how it would be a relief, but at the same time, then you just bounce right back in to the beginning. It's just, I
Right.
know her emotions are everywhere.
She struggles
yeah,
every
they
day.
were and they still are. I just it's like brought all of it back, just all of it flooding back.
Yeah, that's what
And
I mean. It's like, yeah, it's all over again. It's especially seeing him.
oh God, yes, it was hard sitting in the same room with him and not being allowed to say anything to him.
Oof, I bet.
And he'd been in your life too for quite some time, right? Before that, right? I
He
mean, him
what
and
now?
her had been together. Him and her had been together a while, so he had been a part of y'all's life
Yeah,
before, way
yeah.
before that. So that had to
And
made it even more. Oh, can't
he
imagine.
didn't even look at you or the judge or anything, right?
No, he kept his head down the whole time. And I'm
Coward.
surprised the judge didn't say, "Son, you need to look at me when you talk to me," because most judges do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he didn't even look at the judge. He kept his head down the whole time.
And he hasn't tried to deny anything, has he?
And not that I know of. I'm not being told anything. So,
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's tried to deny anything. At least, he's not going that route.
Right.
he really, I mean, he left a note. So, and he ran and he's been gone, running and hiding this long. Why would you do that if you wasn't guilty?
Yeah, you guys, I have
Absolutely. If you're not
I
guilty,
have
you got nothing to
included
hide from.
a GoFundMe, her GoFundMe, Angela, and the donations go directly to Angela, and it's just to help her out. I had to beg her to give me the links, so unlike other people we know, I did put this in there because I had to beg her to give me links to help her in any way that I can. So it's pinned in here in the comments. It's also in the description, and again, it all goes directly to Angela.
And Andrea Potter's the one that set it up. She did that for me. She's been amazing too. She's making blankets also and like wreaths for your door, and she's 25% of the proceeds she's given to me. So she has really been a big help also.
Good, good, good. Yeah, anybody that can, because I know Angela has went down. She's had a lot on her plate, and then her husband, he's been having some health issues. He can't work. COVID, one thing and the other, and yeah, I
Right.
mean anything you can help.
Then his unemployment, we keep getting a letter every week. It's pending. It's pending. It's been pending for 2 months or more, and we applied for disability, and it's still pending. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't get it.
All right. I'm gonna have Angela, I had a question for you and now I forget what it is. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Do you guys in the chat have any questions that you'd want to ask Tracy or Angela? How close was the public abuse? How close was that, by the way, to the time of him killing them?
I mean, I didn't see any of it. He wouldn't do anything in front of me.
Right, but
after
like
it
the
happened, I
Walmart
had
incident and the
several.
hospital incident, how close was that to the time of the killing?
Right. Oh, okay. That was probably okay. The protection order went in place October of 2017. So there was a 2 year from October 2017 to June 23rd of 2019. So it was a year after
Okay.
the order of protection went in place that happened.
Ugh. And some people have said, well, I don't like when I see people commenting on your Facebook and stuff like, well, why did she go back? Or why'd she go against the order of protection? People just, they don't understand. And I've gone
They
through my
don't
own domestic.
understand. That is
Yeah,
a
you go
classic
back.
sign with a terrible ending right there of
Right.
narcissistic abuse
Yeah.
/ Stockholm syndrome. That's
Yes.
what it
Yes.
is.
Correct. Right.
There's no
Yeah.
other way to look at it. She believed in him. I'm sure she defended her abuser. It happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
She would
sure.
defend him when people would tell her, I know what happens.
Guys,
You
I
shouldn't
gotta
put up with
go.
that. You're better than that. But then she would defend him. But in her mind, she knew. She knew.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah.
I know you're super busy. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Angela. I love you.
Aw, thanks, Tracy.
All
Love you
right.
too,
Have a
Tracy.
good evening.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye bye.
Yeah,
Bye,
bye.
Tracy.
Bye.
I love her.
Oh
Nice
God,
lady.
I don't know what I would have done without her. She has I mean, I can't even put it into words how much she has helped me and been here for me, and a lot of my strength comes from her. It really does.
Oh, I
It
bet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can
She
imagine.
is just amazing and wonderful.
I'm
And
glad that you guys
Andrea,
found each other.
she has yeah, Andrea has been the same. I get a lot of my strength from her. She's always messaging me, checking on me, or calling me, and she's just amazing.
Yeah. Really good
You're looking
friend. Yeah. Supportive.
Angela, they said, what is next? Leathern says, what is next now with the proceedings?
I don't know his next court date yet. They haven't told me, but they told me that they would tell me when his next court date is, and I'm assuming that would be a plea date, but I'm not for sure because I don't know how all that works. But I would think it would be a plea date where he pleads guilty or not guilty.
Right. Right.
But they haven't told me when it's going to be yet. So as soon as they find out, they're supposed to let me know so I can be there for that too.
So what was it? I mean, I know it was a tip. Did somebody just see him and recognize him, or is it someone he was with that told on him, or
Yeah, I
how did
wonder.
they
They
finally get
they
him?
haven't told me that yet either. All I
Oh, you
know
still don't
is
know.
that
Oh.
the U.S. Marshals were directed to Burbank, California for some reason. I don't know how or who. And they
Yeah.
had said he had been staying in different hotels for the past 5 months. So they obviously had been watching him.
They knew.
You
Now, do
may
we know?
never know. You may never know because they
No.
can remain anonymous,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's legal. Yeah, it's perfectly fine for them to remain anonymous. Now,
Well, they
do
Yeah.
said,
you
they
know?
said some tips were leading them in
Yeah, they
that
said it was a
direction.
tip off, but it makes you wonder, was it somebody that knew him? Because it is being
I
anonymous
know.
so far.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful to whoever it was that led him in
I
that
am too.
direction. I'm
Yeah.
just so thankful.
Now, did he look very different to you? Oh, sorry.
No. The
Okay.
only thing was he had put on weight. His hair was the
Right.
same.
I saw that.
He looked just like he did when he left. He didn't change his hair. He didn't change his beard. The only thing he did was cover the tattoo on his hand, and that was it.
Right.
And I was, I
Wow.
Me
really thought
too. I figured. Yeah,
I
you
thought
would
his
think
hair
it
would have
would.
been real long, and his beard would have been grown out and
I
full,
think
and
right. He would have changed the color of his hair. I mean, gaining the weight is a good disguise to start with. And I think that's kind of what I thought he would just put on a bunch of weight because he was kind of scrawny.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
that night we was
mm,
doing that live in Mr. Sheriff's when they caught him. Remember, somebody was like, do something and put a beard on him or something and make him different."
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
Yes.
think that was Mutt, I think. That was, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, to make sure we have a description of what he looked like or an image if he were to drastically change his face or whatever.
right.
And
Yeah.
men have that option because they do look very different with a beard and with a pair of glasses on or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I guess he thought he was invincible. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
I
Of
exactly
bet.
what
course
they
he
think.
did. Of course he did. He's a narcissist.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's a real psychopath. I mean, he's definitely a narcissistic psychopath, I think.
Absolutely.
He
Yeah.
is.
Dangerous. Yeah.
But he's an
That Alyssa
overt
Suggs
psychopath.
wrote down. Yeah.
I
That's
think he's
capital
overt.
murder. There's capital
Oh,
murder
God.
in North Carolina. In Arkansas, yeah, there's capital murder there.
Right.
And that's what he's looking at. And I don't know about a plea because why would they offer him a plea?
See, I don't know. They don't tell me much at
The
all.
only
That's
thing I can
annoying.
think, a plea is a bargaining, right? So they would be
It
bargaining
is. You're
it with
bargaining
him.
for something. Right. You're bargaining for
Right.
something.
And what
Right.
would they offer him? Maybe to say who was hiding him out, maybe? That's the only thing,
I
right?
don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I would think
I
so.
think it's just gonna go straight capital murder.
Now, do they
As
know?
it
Has he
should.
There's no
confessed?
telling.
Has he put in an actual
If he has, they
confession?
haven't told me.
I'm sorry. They
If
haven't
he
told
has,
you.
they
Okay.
haven't told me.
Okay.
Right.
They
They would have to come to you. If they offer him a plea, they'll have to come to you. So
Yeah.
Oh, they
I
will.
don't think they're going to. Yeah, they will. They would. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. And so
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't
Victim's
see them
family.
offering him one. And what are they going to bargain with him with?
I know. He doesn't deserve one.
No.
No.
No. And I don't think they plan on letting him off very lightly there either.
No, I don't see it.
No.
No, he's gonna get what he deserves.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely
will.
come to justice. I'm not worried about that.
A lot of people
but,
don't believe in the death penalty. I do.
Right.
I mean, I'm
I
sorry.
do for this one.
Yeah,
when
for
it
this
comes
one,
to children,
I do.
Sure.
somebody that can't defend themselves, death penalty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I never did believe in it, until I started following true crime in the last 15 years or 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, well, what if we're wrong?
Yeah. I respect the people that has that, I'm not God. I shouldn't make that choice. But you know what?
Correct.
Karma. I don't know. I can't help it.
Yeah.
God
right.
also tells you what comes around goes around. God tells you what you throw out, you're getting back.
Yeah.
7
Karma.
or ever how it's worded. I can't remember.
Well, in the Bible, I think it says omen, but we call it karma. And
Yes.
what you throw out's coming back. Period. So you better make it good. And that, why that can stick with the death penalty if you want to go the biblical. I mean, they stoned people to death in the Bible. So if you're gonna go biblical, still death penalty under certain terms. I'm sorry. I think if they offer him anything less, I'm gonna go protest it.
Oh God, it's gonna. I don't know.
I'm even kidding.
I might
I'll
end up
be
in
right there
jail.
too.
Yeah, that's exactly in between me and you, Cher. We'll just meet up right there.
Mm-hmm. They need to give him death penalty. Yes, they do. Hi,
Oh, it's
Beth.
happening. It's happening. Tell you if it's anything different, you're gonna see me come back out of the woodwork.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you are extremely strong. I can't tell you enough.
Mm-mm.
Thank you. I don't feel strong. Most days I feel like I'm about to fall apart, but uh, Tracy helps me a lot with that, and Andrea, and of course my family too, and friends.
Yeah,
Good.
and there's the other little children in your life. I see you enjoying your time with them. You
Yeah, I
know.
have a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, and then I have a 8-month-old grandson.
Oh my goodness. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
he came at the right time, right when I needed him.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can replace Braden, but he's a
No, but
blessing, and I'm so glad he's here because he brings me a lot of joy.
absolutely, I'm sure. Them grandbabies. People don't realize it till they are grandma. That's what I've been telling Tanya. You
Yeah,
just don't get it till you are
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
that's right.
I know.
But yeah, Angela, I mean, to forgive this creep, I can't even imagine. That just shocks me, and it warms my
Well,
heart, and I know what a beautiful human being you are because you were able to do that.
Well,
I feel like, yeah,
I haven't quite done it yet. I know I need to, and I feel God telling me to, and
sure,
I'm fighting, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
yeah,
Just
And
the
that's amazing to
thought.
me.
right,
Just
Yeah,
the thought is
yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
having that thought is amazing, right? Because that
Yeah.
would not go through my head. Yeah,
because I've been told if I don't forgive him and give it to God, I'm never going to have peace in my heart, and all this
no,
rage and hate I
no,
have inside me is not that's not me. That's not the type of
no,
person I am, and I have to let it go. I know I'll be able to one day because I can feel it. I feel God pulling at me, but
sure,
I'm fighting it right now. But I'll eventually be able to do it because I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
girl, you've made it
right,
this
to carry
far.
on with your
You
life.
have made
Yeah,
it this
Yeah,
far. There's nothing that can stop you and hold you back. You're
and
still.
I'm not forgiving him for him. I'm doing. When I do it, it's for me and my peace of mind.
yes, it's for you to heal, right?
Exactly.
And
Hi,
that's wonderful.
Mia.
Right.
I know you.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mia.
Tanya, and I'm sorry,
Hi, Maya.
Unjustified. Everyone, hello and welcome. I'm not
You look
sure.
pretty.
The guests, oh my God, I need a shower. My hair's a mess, but thank you.
I'm losing the
Oh
audio.
God. How are you?
Good. Do you have any
You're
questions for
beautiful all the
Angela?
time.
What's that?
Do you have any questions for Angela? I know we've been talking
Um,
about this.
yeah, no, I feel really bad. You can, like, I think there was a question about getting help, like, with, like, unemployment. And I think if you go to the state, there's like with the COVID-19, I think you'll get, some people have been getting like, I think like $10,000 and stuff. And like, they'll just do that
Yeah.
right away, I think. Like that's another way, or like
Right.
medical assistance
Well,
through the state. So you don't have to have more stress on top of everything. If that
for
helps.
some reason, it's all we hear is it's pending. It's pending. And it's been pending for more than 2 months. And
Oh, I
I don't
know.
Yeah,
understand.
my daughters too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, maybe other people just came really quickly. I don't know. I heard there were people like because of the COVID-19, if they didn't get their
Right.
unemployment, they could get because of the COVID-19. I think they were getting like up to 10,000. People did get that.
Right.
So
I don't know. My daughter
How would you
was
go
waiting on
about
hers, but
doing
I'll
she
see
that,
if
went
I can
back to
find the
Tanya?
work.
link.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you can
okay.
find the link and just send it to one of us, and
Yes.
Absolutely.
we can get it to her Because that would be
Yes, yeah,
great
and
if
I
she
know
could do that.
Kimberly. Oh, Kimberly's on Unjustified. Hello. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm on the cell phone, so it's like hard to see everyone.
I am
Yeah, I
too.
know,
I
me
can't
too.
even see the chat.
I can't either. Actually, there's no way. I'm driving too, so I couldn't even
Oh
see it if I
yeah.
tried. Yeah.
Deb says, I apologize, but I think they should let Angela say her piece to him, sentence him, and then death penalty the next day. No need for taxpayers should pay to feed
To
him,
wait.
etc.
Right.
I
Right.
Amen. Amen.
agree.
I say, if it was up to me, it'd be 50 Cent. He'd be done. One and done.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I might be
I,
too Southern, but that's the way I see it.
me too.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, that's the way I feel about it too. And
I'll do it.
I'm gonna have my victim statement. I'm gonna have it written up, so I can read it. I want it. I don't want to just get up there and just do it off the top of my head. I want it written down to where
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm gonna say and tell him exactly what he's done to me, my family. My mother has even been affected by this tremendously. She started having real bad anxiety, panic attacks after it happened, and they've changed her medicine several times, and she's still. I mean, they'll wake her up in the middle of the night. They're so bad. They're that bad. And the day that they did the press conference after they caught him, she was on her way to my house, and we were going to ride together up there. And when she got here, her nose was pouring blood. Her hand was full of blood. And
Oh,
she was going to just
Sorry.
go to the clinic. And I was like, no. And my dad, thank God, was with her. And I said, no, you get in the passenger seat and you let dad take you to the ER. And I followed them up there, and they didn't know why it was bleeding. They stuck this big old thing in her nose that she had to keep in there for like 2 days. But it's just she's just had a lot of issues since this happened, and it makes me so mad that this has affected different family members in different ways. Like my 12-year-old son is diagnosed with PTSD, and he's only 12.
oh.
I mean, it's
I'm
just
so
horrible.
sorry.
Him and
That's
Alyssa were
horrible.
very, very close, and he won't hardly go out of the house. And the therapist diagnosed him with PTSD, and I
Yeah,
just
and
hate it. I
it
hate
can
it.
happen. And when it hits a younger one, it is hard. I got one that's
Yes.
16. She's got it, and it's hell on them. Hell. I mean, it's hell on an
Yeah,
adult,
it
but
really is.
yeah, it's just like
Right.
it's so sad on a
So I'm
child. You just want to help them, and you can't.
right. He was looking through some of Braden's toys, and he just broke down. And I mean, it was horrible. And I took him to the doctor and started taking him to a counselor here in Camden, and she had diagnosed him with PTSD. And the doctor at the clinic had put him on a real low dose of Paxil, which I didn't really like because I've heard younger children being on an antidepressant is not good. It can cause suicidal tendencies and stuff. And it did. He was on it for like 2 weeks, and he started having suicidal thoughts. And
Oh
thank God
no.
he come to me to talk to me about it. And I took him off the medicine myself. And after about a week, he was fine. So I'm not giving him antidepressants no more. That I couldn't handle losing another
Yeah,
child.
I was gonna ask you how that worked because I thought maybe I might need to do that, but I've refrained from doing that and just tried to do the whole talk through thing. But
Right.
somehow I feel like sometimes I just don't help. I make it worse.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Lisa
Yeah.
Avery
For
says she has a
children,
new
adolescents,
shovel.
it can cause
And then
suicide
and the
ideation.
Listen, Lisa says she has a new shovel, good boots, tank full of gas, and a know of a great spot way out in the country.
Yeah. There you go.
sounds good to
Sounds
me.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds a
say,
little
honey.
incriminating. Let me take that one down.
That's what I say. Do it Stephen King style. Do it Stephen King style, honey.
Yeah,
Time to tree.
definitely.
Time to tree. Take the clothes off, fill them with honey, and
Yeah,
leave. Let Mother
yeah,
Nature take
Yes.
care of the rest.
yeah.
Yes, that
Oh,
sounds good to me too.
no, I don't know
Yeah,
about
we could go every
children.
day and just see how he's getting along.
Something
Just
that
kick him in the mouth.
works I've had for PTSD and depression, ketamine infusions.
Uh-huh.
They work a lot better than antidepressants. It kind of like
What is it
shocks
now?
your. It's called ketamine infusions.
And what is that?
Um, you just
I've
sit at
never
the
heard of
doctor's
that.
office and they put ketamine. It's through an IV, and it's administered like over an hour, and it
Oh
seems to
yeah.
work a lot better. Like maybe
Oh
once a
yeah. She
week.
would never do that. She's terrified of the needles.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
Oh, okay. It's just like a
It
regular
would.
IV
It would.
needle,
Yeah.
and like
She
my
wouldn't
doctor
do
even started
that.
with a butterfly needle, and that they really have helped. Because
Really?
yeah,
Is that something new or?
it's actually been around. A lot of doctors, I don't know why they don't offer that. I think it's a lot better than
Hmm.
antidepressants. They just never
Yeah,
worked.
because
Because
then it's like something you got to constantly stay on. I put my youngest
yeah,
granddaughter on Lexapro, and if she don't have it, oh my God.
and a lot of them, there's like bad side effects, weight gain, and sometimes to get off of them, there's like weird. I don't know if it was a Wellbutrin. A lot of people get like those electrical shocks. Like if
Shocks, yeah, in the
like it's like no,
head,
I
in
don't
the
want any of
head,
that. Yeah.
yes.
So
Right.
and I'm
Uh,
really like a hypochondriac with that stuff, and I think because
Yeah.
being an RN, I just happen to know more than the doctor trusts me, and I read about
It's
it.
hard
So,
to say.
but
It's
that's
hard to
something to
say
look
with
at,
a
the ketamine
child.
infusions. I don't know about with children if
Yeah.
they would try that or not, but like adults definitely, or like somebody 18
mhm.
and older maybe.
Right.
Well, they've got me on Zoloft. My doctor put me on it back in November, and I
Yes.
took it for a month and I quit taking it. But then, like 2 months ago, I got to where I couldn't function. I was crying every day. It was just, which I still
Yeah.
cry,
Hmm.
but I've been back on Zoloft now for a month, so I think it's helping.
Oh, good. That's good. It's hard. Everybody has, you know, just different chemicals in their brain that just react differently
Yeah.
and it takes like 2 weeks and
Yeah,
before they even
it does.
know. So I remember it was because I used to work on a psych unit and it was hard.
Lord, if I was Angel, I would be living on that psych unit. I'm telling you, I'd have done lost it. She's tough. Tough,
Yes.
tough. Good Lord.
Well, I felt like I needed to be there many times, but
Bless you. Can't
yeah.
imagine.
Sorry, my brother's trying to get a hold of me. I'm sorry I left for a minute again, but yeah, I can't imagine being in that position. Being, I don't know
Oh
how. None of
no.
us really know. Well, Kim, you do, but I mean, none of us really think about what we do if that happened, and we can't think about it.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
I was going crazy before the bad part that happened to Angela. I mean, it was leading up to it, but I was losing it to the point to where I was gonna end up in prison myself. It was crazy. And
Mm.
I don't know, there's never gonna be a good outcome. That's a given. It's not gonna be. You can plan it in your mind forever. It's gonna be okay. But it won't. I've never seen a good outcome of it. Whether it be in my situation, my daughter turned to drugs, and I'm mourning her loss, and she's still
Right.
here. I don't see her,
Right.
lost half of my grandkids. I mean, it happens, and then the ultimate, like,
Uh-huh.
happened to you.
yeah,
There's not a good outcome, and these people walk amongst us every day, and they're
Yeah.
so good with their charm. They take these vulnerable people in. It's not just girls; it's guys. It happens both ways.
Right. I mean, he had totally destroyed her self-esteem, had
Oh
broke her
yeah.
down mentally, I mean,
Yeah.
it was such a big drastic change in her. It really was.
How
And then with
soon
the COVID,
after she
the
met him?
support groups, they were pretty non-existent, I suppose. And that makes it harder that they don't have support groups. Maybe
Oh yeah, were
they
you in
would
a
have
support
them.
group?
Yeah, you
Me?
know, I've always said all this money that they
No.
collect in these drug busts, why not do something productive with it? Don't buy a new car. Open up some halfway houses, some rehabs,
That's a great
some
idea.
shelters.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that
Or
instead of buy
at
new
least
cop
put funding
cars?
out there so people
I
like
agree.
Angela or Christian's mom Ray don't have to go into the scene and clean up
Yes,
after. Like Angela
fund.
had to go clean up after that. What Jory did, it was Angela's job and the
Oh
family's job
my
to clean
God.
up that mess. Are you kidding
Are
me?
you kidding me?
Same thing with
Oh my
Christian's
God.
mom and dad had to
I
go
did
in
not
and
know
clean
that.
after that.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
Angela had
that.
to go in there and clean up Jory's mess.
Oh
Yes.
my
Oh,
God.
wow. So sorry.
Yeah.
And then
It breaks my heart.
Wow.
they expect her to be able to be mentally stable after having to do something like that.
Oh my
She's been
God.
wanting to advocate and put awareness out there. She even wants to do classes and stuff like that, but they kept telling her, well, she's not ready, she's not ready. But you can't get more
Right.
ready than even just having the thought of
Let me tell
forgiving the
you,
Yeah.
man who did this.
they're wrong. They're
Yeah.
wrong. Let me tell you, that helps you heal. It helps you
Yeah.
heal.
Yeah.
When you're
I think
helping
so too.
somebody else, it helps you.
And that's why
Oh,
she came on here
definitely.
today. I told
They
her
said,
just her talking and telling her story is advocating, and she doesn't need permission from anyone to
No.
share her story.
No.
Absolutely. I mean, it'll help her to be able to help someone else. Believe me.
Oh yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Yes.
And you're in a position, or you will be eventually, to be able to go out there and make a big change. That's what I was saying to Frankie Rizek the other day. You're in a position to make a real
And
change
there
for
it
other
is.
women. What?
There is the first damn what thing in this whole. We
Tyler,
almost made it an hour. Almost an hour.
oh my God! But you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're the victim. You're the family member of the victims, and your story. You have so much to tell, and it could be a
Yeah.
lesson. It could be a warning for
It
other
could help
women who
many
might be in that.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
many people. Yeah.
That's what I want to do. And if I could help save just one
Oh
woman,
yes,
it would, that
even
is,
one.
even one, yes, that would
Mm-hmm.
make me so happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
It
could
really
definitely
Get the
do that.
funds
Yeah.
and have like a nonprofit organization with one big house and name it after Alyssa and Braden,
Oh, that would
Hi,
be
would.
Michelle.
in
Thank you for
their
beautiful.
stopping by.
honor. And not even
Yeah.
ask questions. If they need you, oh, your door's open.
Yeah.
Because who knows? These girls will go to a stranger, believe me, before they will a family, because they don't want the judgment from their family. Like Angela, I know you know this, and me, I know you do. You, and I'm not going to say it happened to you, but it did to me. Me and my daughter would actually butt heads big time because I would be trying to tell her, look, you don't need to do this, don't do this. And she would come back at me and I would get mad at her, and it would just, until I
Oh,
just had to back off.
right.
It was just, it was hurtful big time.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We butted heads like you wouldn't
Yeah,
believe. Still,
that's what I
oh
had to
my
do. I
goodness.
had to back off because she just got more closed off the more I pushed, and so I finally just
Yeah,
decided, okay, I'm not gonna pressure her so hard, and
yeah,
but
Yeah. I know. And you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to question their judgment. But you did the best you could. Really, there's nothing else you could have done. It's just.
And Lisa
I will.
Avery saying there's companies to do crime scene cleanups and stuff. There is. However, that shouldn't be something that the family even should be paying for. They
Correct.
didn't
Right.
ask
oh
for that.
no.
They shouldn't have to call and
I
hire some company to do that.
Right.
That just blows me away. I
I
did
didn't
not
know
know
that
that,
there was
Angela.
companies
I'm
that did that.
sorry.
They didn't even tell me that.
Right.
No, they
I wouldn't
can't.
even think
They
about that
didn't tell
either,
me there was
Angela.
companies that,
I've never
Yeah,
even
there
thought
and I
about
are.
that
didn't
kind of
know that.
thing.
Right,
I
but
didn't
Clean up
know,
after. Right. And they
Wow.
could
and
have
the
told
man
you
that,
that.
yes, they could have. And the man that Alyssa was renting the house from, well, he's such an amazing guy. He helped
Aw,
out Alyssa a lot. Like if she couldn't pay her
good.
rent on time, he always gave her more time. And I just couldn't leave
Oh,
that
wow.
house like that for him to have to do it himself or whatever. So I did it myself.
Oh,
And
my.
Good
it was
Lord.
hard, it was really, really hard having to clean up my baby's blood from all over the
Oh my
floor and all
god.
over the
Oh no.
and
Oh,
Oh my
my.
God.
we had to
Oh.
it,
No. That's unfathomable. I can't even. Oh,
it's
I
I
something that
know.
I'm
really, really
sorry.
messes with your head.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
good God. Oh, no.
that shouldn't be. That needs to
No,
be.
there should
Wow.
have.
That shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, where are all these
It shouldn't
victim
happen. Right,
advocate
right.
groups? Why aren't they coming forward? It just breaks my heart because they get funding. I don't understand that.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
would they know? Are
FEMA.
there no volunteer organizations that do that kind of thing, clean up a crime scene? Are there none? I wonder.
Well,
And
let's be honest. That group honor. I mean, that was funded by the government. I don't get
Okay.
that. I don't understand. What I don't get it. If
Right.
they're just
they
they
Yeah.
do get money. I mean, I think just call and ask. They should be there. I don't understand that.
No, I don't
Since
either.
I've been in true crime, I've never thought about that aspect of who actually cleans. I never thought about. Definitely would have never thought the family did it.
Oh my god,
Right.
I didn't think they did either. No.
Same thing with Christian's case. His family had to go and
Oh,
clean up that.
I'm
And
sick
that's why
of this.
Whitley Goodman keeps saying, oh, stuff has been planted. The things they're saying has been planted in there because the family had to go and clean up the crime
Oh
scene.
boy.
How come
Yeah.
everything that was planted
Wow,
mysteriously
that's
was
definitely
missing from the
something needs
police
to be
station?
changed. That
I
Yeah,
think
Right.
we
definitely needs to be
all
changed. Good
it does
Lord,
have
need
to
to be
get this
okay.
changed.
out there that this didn't happen
Did
ever.
he?
Mhm.
Oh,
And then to
Randy
sit
just
there and
told
tell
me
her she's
something.
not ready to
I didn't
start
think about
advocating
that.
against domestic violence herself. Well, what do you mean? You just made her clean up her own daughter's blood.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't
but
think
she's
about
ready for
that.
that. Yeah.
Randy,
Yeah.
Randy just told me my nephew, he was like, I don't know, 20 something last summer, and he shot himself in the head, or his wife shot him. We don't know yet. But anyway,
Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
he said his brother, his mom and dad had to clean it up too. I didn't,
Oh
I
my
didn't think about
God.
that.
Wow. Yeah, that
Oh
is
my
something I never thought
Wow.
about until I read that with Christian, and then when Angela told me the other day that she had to go in there and do that, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I never thought
Now
about
in
that. But yeah,
it's
it's
Never heard.
true.
I'm gonna have to mention it when I have a live because this is so
Yeah,
wrong.
girls,
I
we need to
never. I
change
think people
that.
don't know
That's
this is happening,
more.
and it
Yeah,
Right.
I
shouldn't
never
be.
thought about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there should be
Someone
more
said,
awareness on that so that people know, and
Yes,
maybe we can
absolutely.
find some.
um,
Yeah.
now I
Lisa Avery
wonder.
said, I agree.
Going.
Usually states have a victims fund that will pay things like burial expenses and cleanings.
Yeah.
And we
I mean,
did, we did
yeah,
get
there are
victim
some
assistance
victims. They
for the burial, for the funerals. We did. Braden's was completely paid for by the
Yeah.
victim
Good.
assistant fund,
it should be for every
funds.
victim.
Very good. Okay.
And then they paid almost all of Melissa's except for like $3,000. But
Yeah.
they
Right.
didn't say
That's
anything
good.
about cleaning, or anything like that about a company that would go in and clean. They never said nothing about that.
Wow. I can't believe that. Yeah, because there's a lot.
Yeah,
They're
that
everywhere. I know that, but you have to pay for them. But I don't know that there are any
Right.
volunteer organizations that do that. Oh, sorry.
that's definitely a law that needs to be passed for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It
For
was
sure.
bad. It was bad. It was really
Good
bad.
Lord. My goodness. Can't imagine.
Right.
Wow.
I never thought about that before she said that either. I'm like, that, yeah,
Yeah.
that's horrible. Again, it shows how strong you are, Angela. Just,
Yeah.
Still, I couldn't do it.
Now I know that in the UK they have that, what is it called, a family liaison officer. Do you guys know about that? If we have any UK people out there, where they're from the police department, and they go and sit with the family day after day after day, and they help them with anything they need. I don't know if they actually help with crime scene cleanup, but somebody out there who's from the UK might be able to answer that. But that's a really nice thing that we don't have here, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and I feel like here where I live in Camden, I feel like there needs to be more programs for women and children that are in domestic violence
Definitely.
situations.
Yes.
Instead of, just handing them a pamphlet and say, here,
Right.
go to therapy. I mean, they need help. I mean, they're stuck.
They're stuck and they need a way
they
out.
usually,
Right. Yeah.
yes, they need a way out. Hey, Desiree, my sister-in-law just said, this is Desiree. I love you, Angela. I love you, Desiree.
Aww. Desiree. That's a pretty name.
Yeah, it fits her too. She's beautiful.
Oh,
I did put
bet.
the link
Yeah.
in chat if Desiree or if anyone wants to pop up here. Do you guys have questions to ask Angela? Should have volunteered to do that. If it would have been around, I would have done that. Yeah, I would have too. I wish I don't know if they do, but it's something to look into. And I saw something about the Camden Police Department, and I've actually been in touch with them, and they've been very, very kind to me. They are working very, very hard. And I'll be speaking with, what is it? I'm sorry, Detective Woody? Is that Detective?
He's
Lieutenant?
he's the chief of police. He's
Chief of
the
Police.
chief.
They've been very great.
Yeah, he's a very, very nice man. He really is.
Oh, that's good. That's helpful,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to step out, ladies. I love all y'all. And
Love
just
you so
love
much.
you, me. I'm here, honey.
Aw.
We got to
Thank
take
you
a
for
run up
being
the
on
road
my
and look
first
at the
panel,
car.
Mama.
Oh, it's a
you're
great
welcome.
channel
I've
too.
been to
Oh my.
Camden a few times.
You've been to Camden?
I know there are
Love
a
y'all.
lot of
Love you.
murders.
Bye, hon.
Love
So I don't
you.
know if it like depends on the area. Like I don't know. Some people are forgotten, and that's just sad how this
Yeah,
works.
it really is.
It seems like a
Yeah.
lot of it's what mainstream media covers, who they cover, and it just shouldn't. Now, a
Yeah.
friend of mine said because of COVID-19, they are giving, if you have a nonprofit idea and you want a business, they are making it much easier they'll give funding for your nonprofit. So it's something we should all think about for, victims, so nobody ever has to go through this. So I just wanted to get that out there
Yeah.
too. A friend of mine said, because her sister was murdered in 2018. And
Yeah, and I feel like the laws need to be changed. Like,
so,
like when
nonprofit
Alyssa
funding
first
is supposed to be easier than ever. So I just want people to keep that in mind.
And, when Alyssa first filed a police report against Jory, all he had to do was take some anger management classes and pay a fine. And I think if they would change the laws to where these men are punished more severely the first time
The first
they put their
time,
hands
yep.
on, they wait until something like this happens and it's too late.
And that's why a lot of women, that's another thing you see, and I'm sure you've seen it a lot and heard it a lot too, Angela. That's what you see, like, well, how come you just go to the courts then? Just go do this or that. Well, they don't do anything. It's just a slap on the wrist, and then that's again how women end up dead in these situations.
Exactly.
Nothing is happening the first time but a slap on the wrist. Oh, you grabbed her, choked her, gave her 15 stitches, sent her to the hospital, had a concussion. Oh, okay, we're going to take the restraining order away because she was too afraid to be in the same courtroom as you. And you already spent 48 hours in jail, but go ahead, go back out on the street.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
That's
Right.
how
I
it goes.
agree. Yeah, and that restraining order doesn't usually mean jack shit.
Nope.
It doesn't. They
No,
have to
he
do
had a
so,
whole
and
lot of
Wow.
protection.
by then it's too late, obviously, and too many
Yeah.
times. They should intervene a lot faster. And there has to
Yeah,
be
they
something
should.
that changes because that does not stop somebody. No,
No.
No, it
obviously.
doesn't. And I don't know how to even
I've seen it too many
go
times,
about
heard
who
about
would
it.
you write about changing laws like that if it could even be done, you know? I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, it would be
But
difficult to
something
change a
needs to
law.
change because
Right.
too many
And a
women
lot of times
die
that's why
every
women
day.
often stay. I mean, it's that time when you leave, that immediate time, that's when your life is, well, you're in the
Andrea's
most
wanting to get
danger at
on.
that time of leaving.
Can
Well,
Andrea get
ladies,
on?
yeah, I'm gonna have to jump out here because I'm almost home. My daughter's waiting for me to help her with stuff. Um,
Okay.
but hang in there, Angela. I love you bunches, and we'll do what we can to help you make a change and help you heal. And anything we can
So
do.
much.
Cher's a wonderful person, and yeah. And so thank you, Cher, and bye, Mia, if she's still there. I can't see my screen.
Yeah, she
Bye,
is.
Angela.
Yep. And
Okay,
and
love
yes,
you guys. Yeah,
bye. Love you. Thank you. Yes, you
love you
guys feel
too.
free to
Bye.
go on
No.
that link and come on up here. Yes.
Yeah, Andrea was wanting to get on.
There we go. Hey, babe.
Hey. Hey.
Hi, Desiree. Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm trying to get some earbuds.
Oh, we can hear you good. There's Mia still. Okay.
Bring them to the
Yeah,
outside.
something needs to change to protect women and
Yeah,
children. And I
Desiree and
have to say,
Absolutely.
Alyssa
not just
were
women,
very
men get
close.
abused too.
Yes, that's a good point. Yes.
Trying to find your earbuds though. Angela,
Yeah.
how long were they dating? I know they broke up 3 or 4 times, but all together from meeting to that, how long was Jory in the picture? How long were they dating for exactly?
I think 2.5 years, right, Desiree?
I think it was a little longer than that.
Sorry. There you go. Hi,
Hey,
Drea.
Andrea. Hey,
Hi, honey.
I'm so glad you're here.
Now,
Yeah,
were
I've been
there
trying to get
are
in. I
there
was like, why
warning
isn't this
signs
working?
that you could give advice to anybody?
That's a good
Did
question.
it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of warning signs. He was very possessive and
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to control every aspect of her life. Tried to keep her away from her
It's,
friends.
like
Um,
following the Chris
always
Watts
going
case. I
through
mean,
her phone.
that's a
Go on. Angela, keep talking.
I mean,
he's quite
yeah, just
introverted.
he always going through her phone or taking her phone and just controlling every aspect of her life, where she went, what she did, who she
I
talked
mean,
to.
sure, like we could do background checks on our children.
Keep talking, Angela.
I mean, I noticed it, and I kept telling her, that's not right to be controlled that way. And because I've never had anybody try to control me like that. I've been married for 27 years, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. She saw her, me and her dad, the way our relationship was, and we were never like that. And for somebody to try to control every aspect of your life and go through your phone every day, or every time your phone dings, who is that? Let me see your phone. And it,
Mm-hmm.
it was just ridiculous.
Or even when it came to Braden controlling of when he went to Justin's and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's like the people
He
that
was
you
very,
think
very jealous of Brady.
Very.
the people that you think that you should be able to trust sometimes are
Mhm.
monsters in sheep's clothing, and that's the problem. Like
Yep.
nobody's gonna be able to see something, but even like the people that you would never suspect are the worst of the worst.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Yes.
Have y'all talked about Sydney yet at all?
No.
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 You see, and that's the other thing.
No, not yet.
Everyone knows that she has involvement. Everybody knows. I'm in Washington, you guys, and I heard her who first.
is that?
Who's that? Sydney is the girl that was the best friend that was admitting that she was there at some point that night. And that she was too worried about finding out if Alyssa was wearing her clothes when she passed away because they were $50 shorts.
Yep.
Oh my God.
What? Literally. Angela,
Yeah.
is this okay to be talking about? This won't hinder anything?
No, it's fine. It's public knowledge.
Okay. Okay,
It was in
ladies.
it was in the newspaper.
Oh,
They
I don't know what
published
about.
the note.
talk away. I'm learning something
The
new.
note
So
that
please.
the note that Jory left was published in the El Dorado newspaper at the beginning of the week. And I didn't even know what was all in the note. I had never been told exactly what was in the note, but it said, I don't know exactly, word for word, but part of it said, Alyssa was trying to kick me out because of Sydney.
That he finished it with instant regret.
Yeah.
And he talked about his dad could have his stuff.
Yeah. And if he couldn't
Yeah.
have them, nobody could.
And if he couldn't, yeah.
Wow. And then this girl's brother goes online. You see Desiree there, you see Angela there, and he is harassing this family for the last 16 months and is saying things online publicly about them, saying and trying to act like he's going to threaten them. And this dude is literally defending somebody that has admitted to having some sort of knowledge.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people have taken what
It's
was in that
absolutely crazy.
Colorado News Times and ran with it in certain ways, like saying they were sleeping together. But I don't know that that's what happened.
That Jory and Sydney were sleeping together?
Yeah, they really took the article or the couple of sentences that was released. They took it and ran with it.
Well, someone like Jory, I wouldn't put it. I mean, I could see why people would say that.
Do y'all want me to read you exactly what
Me
it
too.
said?
And Sydney slept with everybody.
If that's okay with Angela, yeah, I don't mind, but that's up to Angela.
Do you want me to read exactly what was said,
That's
Angela?
fine.
It says,
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
can. It's public knowledge.
Okay.
It says, I'm sorry. I should stop drinking. And Alyssa was trying to kick me out because of Sydney. I lost it and just finished it with instant regret. I have to die and be with them. I can't stay here. My dad can have all of my things. If he wants them, I should have got help a long time ago. If I can't have them and be with them, nobody can. I wish I could go back. Shut up, Scott.
Oh God.
Okay, so that like contradicts himself in that letter, right? So he's like, I'm sorry, I love them, and I did this, I feel bad, but if no one else can have them, or some, it's stupid that he just contradicted himself in that letter. Of course he wasn't going to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hey babe, what do you have to say, being the only man up here? What are your thoughts?
I don't understand how. Like, I can't even get my head around like beating a woman. Never mind going as far as this piece of crap did.
Mm-hmm. And beating a 4-year-old child to death. He was 4 years old.
It just makes me sick.
That's the thing, is it's like if him and Alyssa were not working and he did what he did, then why did he hurt Braden? Why would you hurt somebody that was defenseless, a baby at that?
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling Angela yesterday. I was like, people in the South, they don't like baby killers. They don't like people that rape kids. They don't like people that hurt women. I said, this guy is going to be someone's boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he's gonna have a
definitely.
very hard time in prison. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not going to let him out of that easily.
No.
And he shouldn't. He should get. He deserves everything that's coming his
He
way.
does. Yeah,
Every
he really
single
does.
thing.
And it just
What
makes
else?
me sick because the way the note sounds, like, she was trying to kick me out because of Sydney. It sounds like he attacked Alyssa first and that Braden had to watch that. And that kills me. I mean, I wouldn't want Alyssa to watch him beat Braden to death, but he was 4 years old and had to watch his mother be beaten to death by this man. And I'm telling you, there was blood everywhere. And that child was scared of blood. If he cut his finger a little bit, he panicked. So I can only imagine what that child went through being in that house with him beating his mother to death and blood everywhere. And nobody was there to help him or save him.
I'm so sorry, Angela.
Oh my God.
True.
That's something I wanted to say. I know you mentioned that earlier, Angela. How you blame yourself because you feel like you broke your promise to him, but nobody could have predicted that this was going to happen. Like, no one would ever expect something this horrible. You did not break your promise to him.
I know.
Like, a mama bear always protects her cubs, and your cubs were your two babies, and you did everything in your power to protect them. He was the monster, and he's the one that needs to hang for what he did.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if I know that here in Washington they got rid of the death penalty, and that's what we've been looking at for almost the last year is, will they do it death penalty? It should be death penalty case. And Desiree, Angela, Scott, her husband, all of that family deserves to be there and watch that man take his last breath. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why states are getting rid of the death penalty. I think it's wrong. It's supposed to be a deterrent. I don't get it.
I feel like I would rather him sit in prison than get death penalty, but my husband told me that he'll sit there for a while anyways with the death penalty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and especially if you have his mama, that is begging for him to, have mercy or whatever. Well, where was his mercy with Braden? Where was his mercy on this family?
Right.
Because he didn't think about what everybody else was going to do. He didn't think about how much it was going to affect anybody else but himself.
And he had no remorse afterwards. He wouldn't have ran away and hit the soul.
Right.
What I want to know is, what did Sydney do to make him feel like he had to murder them? What was she saying to get him kicked out? That's the things that I want to know.
Right. Me too.
So you all think Sydney was there at the time of the murders?
She admitted to
Me too.
Daddy. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we feel like it's not only.
Go.
What do we do about that, Angela? Can we somehow get
she
her
went by the
investigated?
house.
Mama.
Oh, shit.
There's the baby.
Can we get her to what?
Yeah, sorry guys. Go, baby, go.
Who's Summer Rain?
Yeah, somebody was there during the murders. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, she told.
Why they
Angela,
aren't
what did she
investigating?
say?
She told
I think we need to get
multiple
very, very
people
tough.
that she went
We really do.
by
This
the
has to
house.
stop.
But she was supposed to spend the night. She was supposed to spend the night over there anyway. Okay, but after all that happened, she told multiple people that she went by the house, heard a commotion, and left. She told that to several people.
And then what was
And I
it?
know,
Wasn't it?
these people aren't making this up because one of them is a very good friend of ours, a good friend. So
And then it was within like the last week, her brother goes and starts trolling everybody on Facebook and makes the excuse, well, don't you think Cindy or
I couldn't
Sydney
hear
was.
you.
So her brother had been messaging, on Facebook
Yeah.
to everybody, and his thing was, don't you believe that Sydney would have tried getting her to leave Jory? And it's like, but where's the evidence showing that? There's nothing showing that she was trying to get her out.
Megan J says, do you think he showed any
My
signs
phone's
of
cutting
mental
out real bad.
illness? Anybody? Did Jory show signs of mental illness?
Yes.
Who?
Other than, I guess, being
He was on
Jory.
schizophrenia
Did Jory?
medication.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
what?
He had bad anger issues. Real bad anger
We actually,
issues,
when we went to the
and
house, we found. Sorry, Angela.
no, it's
I
okay.
don't know
Go ahead, you
why.
can say what you want.
Okay.
Yeah, we found
We
his
found
medicine that he was supposed to be
schizophrenia
taking.
medication.
Okay.
I can't
Did
remember
that
what
tie
it
in?
was. Zoloft and something else
Zoloft?
that he was supposed to be taking.
Like 2 were taken out of it, I think, when we counted them.
Yeah, he wasn't taking it like he was supposed to.
Well, that's his damn problem. He's an adult and he should have been taking his medication. How he should have been taking it, prescribed it.
Right.
I mean, I can't even, like,
I
I
gotta
do
plug
usually. Yeah, plug your phone in. Does anyone know who Summer Rain is? No.
Yeah, I gotta plug it in. It's about to die.
Summer Rain, I'm sorry, but I can only have 6 people up here. So when someone goes off, I don't even know who you are, but I'm sorry.
So with Sydney, because it looks like there's a question there. So Desi weren't they only hanging out for like a couple of months?
Yes, a couple of months, maybe. Like, it wasn't long at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it had gotten to where she butted me and Jody were always around Alyssa. And there towards the end, we weren't around because, Sydney kind of butted us out of the friendship there.
Yeah, you got clothes.
Yep.
Wow.
I gotta go pick
Let's see, Deb Foster agree. Put him in general. Yeah, put him in general. That's where he deserves to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. He's in protective custody right now, though.
Oh, he is?
Well,
Oh, how nice and cushiony for him.
yeah, it looked like he was
Well,
wearing
he's quarantined for 14 days
a vest.
first.
Huh?
He's quarantined for 14 days first, and then he'll be put into protective custody.
Oh, that's right, COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah.
And so he signed the extradition papers with no problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I do love it was a bunch of women that
Yeah,
escorted
he
him
did.
in, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just surrounded by a bunch
Yeah.
of female cops.
Yeah, that was great.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was great. One of the reporters asked him, "Do you have anything to say? Would you like to apologize to the family?" He didn't say anything. He just kept his head down and kept walking.
Hello, Summer Rain. Okay, goodbye, Summer Rain.
Nice talking to you, Summer.
Mia, I see you keep trying to get in. Come back up here. When is his first court date? Well, was it yesterday? Thursday or Friday?
Yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
They questioned Sydney at the beginning one time, and I don't
Oh,
think
could
they
you hear
questioned her
me?
since then.
No, we did not hear you.
Oh, I said all they did was notify him of his rights, explain his charges, and they appointed him an attorney. That's all they did Friday.
Okay.
And I don't know when his next court date will be. They're supposed to tell me.
So he hasn't entered a plea or anything
There's a
like that
question
yet.
saying, did they question?
No, he hasn't, not yet. I'm thinking the next court date will be when he enters a plea. I think. I'm not sure. Did they question Sydney? Yes, they did question Sydney twice that I know of,
In the
but
beginning.
I don't know what was asked of her or what she said because she
She got a
completely
lawyer.
alienated herself from my family. She blocked all of us on social media, stopped coming around abruptly, and it's just weird to me that she did that. I mean, why would you do that? If
Especially
Relissa was
claiming
your
to be
best
her
friend,
best friend.
why would you do that? Right.
Huh. And here start the conspiracies.
And she lawyered up.
Yep.
Yeah.
She lawyered up, huh? Oh, great. We
Yeah.
got an NK comparison here.
Her very first time.
I was literally didn't want to say it live, but I was typing that to you, honey.
Oh.
I was gonna say, baby, best friends.
Great minds, babe.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think. Do you guys have any more questions? Girls, Desiree. Oh, the other one, Drea dropped out. Okay, Desiree, tell me more about this Sydney. Tell me more about
Tell you
Sydney.
more about Sydney?
Do you think she was sleeping with Jory?
Okay. I do not think she was sleeping with Jory. I think that I feel like she interfered in the relationship to the point to where he felt like he had to do what he did, you know. She was very, when she was even around me and my husband, she was very, I don't know, intrusive, made comments that she didn't need to make, you know what I'm saying? You know, she tried to get real close to my 12-year-old, my stepdaughter, and that was really odd too, you know. It's just the way, and she's faked several pregnancies. Like, she's the type of, she's like I don't know how to explain her.
Faked several
And then I've been having
pregnancies.
conversations with other people as well. Yeah, no, she faked several pregnancies, like 3 or 4, and she faked cancer as well.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
she sure did.
Oh, what? Did she make money or anything?
No, she just
I don't
faked it.
know.
I guess she's kind of an
I
attention
heard.
seeker.
Yes, very much so. And I heard she's in rehab now because the HIPAA laws protect you when you're in rehab. And that's what I heard, that she went to rehab. But I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm hearing.
Does he have an attorney or a public defender? He was appointed a public defender yesterday, right?
Right.
So, public defender works for the state, which means, I mean, they're really no help. They work for the courts, and the courts are going to want him burned. So,
Yeah, well, that's fine. This punk doesn't deserve any help.
Right.
No, he doesn't.
something else about Sydney was right after they murdered, she kept saying that she felt guilty. She felt guilty. She felt guilty, and we didn't know why she was saying that. And now that that's came out in that letter, it makes sense now. You know, we've always had our assumptions, but now we have proof that there's a reason why she felt guilty. And you know, they can't deny that now.
And she was worried that she was in that note too. She kept saying, I wonder if I'm in that note. I hope I'm not in it. She knew she was going to be in it. She knew she was involved. So, I don't know.
Okay, guys,
We'll see what happens.
I gotta go plan the baby shower.
Okay, Desiree, I'm glad you got on. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye,
Mwah.
Desiree. Thanks for being on here.
Bye, Desiree.
Bye. Nice meeting y'all.
You too. I need help. There we go. Okay. Do you guys have any more questions for Angela? Yeah, that definitely does sound, it does sound fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Angela, I know you've had a long day yesterday and today. I appreciate you coming on here and talking about it, putting the awareness out there. We'll do some more.
I appreciate you having me on.
I'm going to end this, you guys. Thanks. I think everyone's being pretty good in the chat, but Angela will be back.
Yes, I will.
And we will privately chat about this, Sydney. You were holding out on me.
I really hadn't even, I had forgot about it. So much has been going on with,
I know.
going to court. I had completely forgot about it. I really did.
No, I know you got a lot going on. So, all right. I hope you feel better. Is your fever gone?
Right now it is, yes.
Okay, good. You did good. You're so strong.
Well, thank you.
You really are. I'll text you later, okay?
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, babe. Just us. Guys, I'm going to get off of here. Thanks for being kind to Angela. And again, her GoFundMe is in there. If you guys want to help the family out, it goes directly to Angela herself. So, bye.